Namaste. Welcome to Wise Owl Career Guide. Today we have Ms. Bhavna Gupta with us, who did her bachelor's in pharma. And let's hear from her what is her journey has been like. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste. Hi,
Namaste.
Neha. Thanks first of all to giving me this opportunity to come with you and to just share my experience and my journey so far, whatever I have done. So to start with, I'll start with my initial education and then my career, how it rolled over. So just to say that I am basic qualification I did up till 12th standard from Delhi.
Okay.
And after that, I did my bachelor's in pharmacy from College of Pharmacy, Delhi. And then from IMT Ghaziabad, it was diploma in export management. And then I passed out in 1996. From then, since then.
Ma'am, just to, understand, bachelor's in pharma and then export management, what was the thought or the connection, what was the...
See, when, just to be very frank with you, when we were doing this pharmacy, so we were exploring the careers, what could be after doing the pharma. So when we were exploring the careers at that time, we were being told that there are 3-4 careers. One is in marketing, which I don't want to go because there is so much traveling. Then the other was manufacturing. Manufacturing was not my cup of tea. So then there was quality assurance and quality control, which was again into the plant. That was also not of my interest. So the thing which was left is regulatory affairs. And now in regulatory affairs, it is dealt with the export also. In regulatory affairs, what you have to do? Whenever you have to export any drug, before exporting, you have to get your product registered into that country. So that was the inclination at that time that I have to do it. And I just went into it. I got an opportunity, got the admission. So I went into it. So that was the inclination for doing this export management and pharma. Pharma, basically, there is a journey behind it. What happened, how I entered into pharma. See, I got an admission after my 12th. I got an admission into computer science into Delhi University, Hansraj College. But what happened? Somebody in my family said that, no, you should do some professional course. So I said, okay, professional course. And I had biology in my forte. So then what is left with the professional courses? B Pharma. One of my mamaji was doing the B Pharma, has done something in pharmacy. So I thought, okay, let me give a try. The last day, last 4 o'clock, my form was submitted for Bachelor's of Pharmacy. So this was the journey, how I entered into pharma. So then after completing my 4 years, I got this opportunity to do this export management. I did various other courses also. And then what happened? Through the campus interview itself, I got an opportunity. I got a job into one of the organizations, which is called as Max Pharma.
Okay.
Long time back in 1996. So then in 1995, I got this job and I entered into the job and I was doing, and that was into regulatory affairs only. Do you remember that was the time when there were no computers? There were computers, but the hard desk computers. And
you had to have those air-conditioned rooms and, no shoes allowed.
Yeah. And that too, on the computers, we have to add all our dossiers written.
Right.
And there was Lotus Notes or some sort of softwares were there. It was no MS Office, nothing. So we used to do. So we do not have any background about the computers, but it was all on the job training. So when we entered, we were being told, and there was no Google, first of all. So we have seen that, all that era actually, when there was no Google, we have to search through the libraries. We have to go to the libraries. So I tell you what is regulatory affairs, basically. It will be quite interesting for the students who might wanted to enter into this career. So see, what is regulatory affairs? Regulatory affairs means, as the name says, regulations. So whenever any medicine is launched in the country, be it any company for any medicine, for example, vaccines. So it is not like that. Company manufactured it and it is then launched into the market and the company start selling it. No, it is a whole big journey behind that. It's not a small process. It's a years together effort and a whole big journey. Every country has got their pharmaceutical regulatory authority whose work profile is to approve these products. And for approving, they wanted to check all the documents. They enlist the list of documents which the companies have to submit. And how do they submit it? Because they first generate the data. They manufacture the medicine on the small scale batches. All the data is generated, be it regarding the CMC. CMC means it's chemistry, manufacturing, control procedures, be safety and efficacy, be the clinical trials, and everything company generates this. So the regulatory affairs professional is to gather all these documents as per the procedure of that particular country, create a dossier, a big dossier about one molecule, one formulation, which you have to register it, and then submit it to the pharmaceutical regulatory agency of that respective country.
Okay.
Then the respective agency, regulatory agency, will review the entire dossier. After reviewing that dossier, if in case of any queries, shortcomings, they'll get back to the companies. Then again to and fro. Finally, after the completed review, then approval comes for launching that product into the market. So the regulatory affairs profession deals with that particular part. Every country in the world has got its own specific regulatory agency, be it US FDA, be it Europe. In Europe, there are multiple countries, be it Japan, be it Canada, be it Australia, and India itself. So currently I'm into the role where I handle India regulatory affairs. So whatever vaccines, whatever products we are launching into India. So for my organization, wherever I'm working purely into this pharma.
Okay. So, ma'am,
initial career, I was into, yeah.
You were saying something. Please go ahead.
No, I'm saying in the initial time of my career, I was doing it for export for the other countries, overseas market. Now, for the past more than 6 to 8 years, I'm handling India.
Okay. So, ma'am, when we talk about regulatory affairs, what is in today's market scenario? What are the kind of qualifications that are, asked for from freshers to be able to be a part of it? Is, law degrees important part of it, or is there any other kind of courses that are there which help getting into this segment?
No, for pharmaceutical regulatory affairs, a candidate, a student have to undergo through the pharmacy degree, which is bachelor's in pharmacy. After that, it is master's in pharmacy. So bachelor's in pharmacy is a 4-year course, after which there is a specialized course, which is called as master's in pharmacy, in which there are specialization into, earlier there was no specialization in regulatory affairs, but now it is. Right. There is a specialized course in pharmaceutical regulatory affairs. So the students can go for that. And there is an entrance exam. And there are many colleges, like for example, in in Delhi, there is DIPSURU, Delhi Pharmaceutical Research College. It was earlier called as College of Pharmacy at my time. So now it is DIPSURU, one is Jamia Hamdard. And there are ample of colleges. So even BITS Pilani conduct this course. So what happens, generally, I tell you, students look for medicine, but everybody cannot get a chance in a medicine, MBBS. Right. So then after that, the second option which comes is the pharma regulatory affairs. Into the pharmaceutical regulatory affairs, there are a number of divisions. You can go into marketing management, you can go into supply chain, you can go into the quality, you can go into the manufacturing, you can come into the pharmaceutical regulatory affairs, you can go for the pharmacovigilance. These are subsets of regulatory into pharmaceutical sector. So pharmaceutical sector in itself is a very big sector. All these organizations need to have these separate all divisions. Generally, these companies hire the children having the pharmaceutical degrees. There is a PhD also into pharma. So this.
Okay. So in the initial period when you started your career with your first job and all, what was the kind of work actually given to you? I'm sure it wasn't, just the submission and just checking the documents.
No. It was not like that. Initial time. So see, whenever a person enters into the pharma sector, not the pharma sector, into the office sector, then first initial days, so it happens, oh, these are the guidelines. of those particular countries, sit and read them. And then this is the molecule, and this for the which you have to start preparing the dossier. So we started working preparing the dossier as per the checklist of the requirements. For doing that, we have to coordinate with various divisions, various departments of the organization to collect all those documents. Yes, I understand. Initially, it is difficult. I still remember one incident. I started initially with one small company also, wherein they used to send me to some manufacturing unit. Okay. And where I have to just count the number of boxes. That was not my forte. I didn't want it to do that. So I just left that job without doing anything, without saying anything. I said, no, I will not be able to do it. And then parallelly, I was having another job into the regulatory affairs. So I joined that because I was always interested into that. I was not, I don't want to do the sitting manufacturing job, sitting into the plant or into traveling into various cities. So regulatory affairs was very much good for me. So I started with that. So this is the way I started. Initially, yes, it was very difficult. It is difficult for all the children also, whosoever enters into the field. But
Yeah.
I'll say that be honest to your work with passion, everything will be over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, this would require for you to keep on constantly upgrading yourself also in terms of the regulatory requirements and everything.
Till date, I'm keeping myself updated. Every other day, the new regulations are coming into existence. So we used to know, we generally, we have to go through research through all the websites of the regulatory agencies, what new is coming. Because, earlier, the novel, innovative technologies were not there, right? The modified release forms were not there. Do you remember initially you would have heard from your parents also and my also that there were only specific few medicines. You would not have
Right.
heard so many substitutes, so many medicines, nothing like it. Okay,
Yeah.
one paracetamol, one amoxicillin, that was all generally heard of. But
Yeah.
see, things are evolving, research is happening, new molecules are coming. In this similar manner, new guidelines are also coming. So as the guidelines are changing, as the manufacturing procedures are changing, as new technologies are coming, so we have to keep ourselves updated also.
Absolutely.
See, in the computer era only, you remember 3 years before, nobody knows. I do not know about my MS Teams. I was not very much aware about MS Teams. But I still remember the 20th of March when the lockdown was announced. At that time, that very next day, we got an email from our organization that now onwards, all the meetings will happen on MS Teams. It was such a struggle for me the very
Right.
first day to get it installed on my laptop. How to do it? But see, we have evolved it, we have learned it, and these days we can. I myself do the meetings with our US partners and everybody through MS Teams. It's not a challenge at all.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, every time you have to travel, you have to go there. But we have passed on that hurdle. So this is just evolution, evolving in the similar manner in the pharma sector also we are evolving. So every other day we get new techniques, new regulations, new guidances. So we have to work as per that.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, what are the kinds of salary packages the freshers can expect?
See,
Is
it
it
depends.
okay?
Uh-huh. Complete your question, please. Sorry.
I'm saying, is it in parity with a normal standard in the market, or these jobs are more hard work and less money in terms of the growth?
No, see, the growth is there in the pharma sector.
Hmm.
Any other sector may die off, but pharma sector will never die off, first of all, right?
Correct.
Then secondly, it depends from which college you are passed out. If you are from some of the premier institutes, for example, NIPER, Delhi College of Pharmacy, Jamia Hamdard, Narsi Munji, BITS Pilani, from all these colleges, good colleges are there, you'll get a good package. Children will get, generally our organization also picks up the students from NIPER at the starting package of 4 to 5 after doing
Okay.
M-Form. Yeah. So 5, 6, it is like that. And it depends which company is picking up. For example, it is a
Right.
smaller company, they may give the less money. The salary packages may be less. But yes, the growth opportunities are there because this is one sector which is growing day by day. During the COVID time, I believe pharma sector was one sector who was working a lot, was
Absolutely.
working very hardly. I myself know that we used to work till 12 o'clock in the midnight.
Right. Because that was the
because
time
all
when,
the things
the
need to be,
entire, yeah, the entire world was depending on the pharma sector.
yes. So this is
So,
what I wanted to say. Yeah.
so ma'am, doesn't this work of, constantly updating, constantly looking for information gets monotonous and boring?
It depends from person to person. For me, it doesn't, because,
Okay.
oh, last year we were doing with this technology, but this time we have to upgrade our system and upgrade our dossier in this respect. So it, for a certain point of a time, you can feel that, but you can enhance your things. Now, for example, right now you are working for FDA, US FDA. Then you can increase your forte with the Europe regulations. You can add Australia regulations also into your forte. You can add Canada also, or you can, if you're doing India, in India also there are different divisions. Because if
Okay.
I start saying, then it will be like teaching the Pharma Regulatory affairs over here. So, but there is, it's a big saga, I'll say that. Different
Okay.
divisions, different regulations. So it doesn't become monotonous. If one starts feeling that, then they can do internal switch within the regulatory affairs, within the
Okay.
countries, within different divisions. Because, for
Right.
example, a biological product regulatory is little different. A
Hmm.
vaccine regulatory is little different.
Okay.
A drug, for example, Calpol, paracetamol, that's regulatory is little different. So
Okay.
it depends all on your interest. If somebody is not interested in doing the sitting job on the
Hmm.
computer, then I'll say that it is not their cup of tea.
Okay. So, ma'am, what is that one advice that you would want to give to youngsters to be able to enjoy this work
Good
and
question.
grow in this?
Yeah, good question. So see, the one advice which I'll say, always give your 110%. I'll say, I always say 110%. To my daughter also, I always say 110%, because the extra 10% goes here and there, you will not come to know where it has gone.
Right.
So it will come to 100% then. So work with your passion. Whatever do with your honesty, and give your best potential, whatever you're doing, with the hard working, and keep focused. Be it in
Right.
education, be it in the job, and be honest to you. Because these days, what I have also seen with so many juniors, they are not 100% honest to that. They say, okay, karna hai na, we'll do it. No, it should not be like that. Give your passion, do it with passion, give your 100%, you'll definitely succeed. Be it anywhere.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us and giving us insight into this segment, which is, I think, very unknown to people still. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha, for giving me this opportunity. Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
That was Miss Bhavna Gupta sharing with us her journey in the field of pharma regulatory. Now, regulatory as a department is present in a lot of organizations and is a must in any of the pharma companies or companies creating any of the products in terms of, be it even baby foods or cosmetics as well, because there is a lot of approvals that need to be done. If you're thinking of making a career in this industry, what you need to remember is that you have to be a person who pays attention to details and, as she said, is passionate and has a knack for understanding and working on the regulatory set parameters. These parameters are something that you cannot, swing as you go. There are very straight, strict lines that you have to draw within. So if you're somebody who thinks who can do that and enjoys learning about the changing environment and a constant evolution of things, I think this is a segment for you. If you have any questions that you want to ask about this field, please do write to us in the comments below, and do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.